Hi guys, it's Allie, and I'm really excited to be here today starting a new playlist on our YouTube channel that is going to be dedicated to Blessed to Hope. If you haven't heard of Blessed to Hope yet, Tanner and I made a video recently sharing kind of our story about fertility and pregnancy loss that we've experienced since we've been married, and just like our desire to expand the conversation around fertility in Christian circles. And so today I'm going to start with our first video, my first video, which is going to be about how to be a support person to somebody who's struggling specifically with fertility. As somebody who has struggled with fertility, I just feel like I've come across a lot of different ways that people can either support you well when you're going through this, or ways that people kind of struggle to support you. And a lot of this comes down to just kind of like the conversations that we have with people who are in this boat. And so today I kind of want to talk about different things that we might say to somebody that actually might hurt them when it comes to fertility. This list could probably go on and on and on, and not because people intentionally want to hurt somebody who's going through this, but because a lot of times people just don't know what to say. It's a really hard topic and it's not talked about enough. So I hope that this video, if you're a support person of someone who's going through this, can help you come up with better ideas of ways to encourage those struggling with fertility. And if anyone has ever said something like this to me or somebody you know that's struggling with this, I want you to know that there's no harm, no foul. We're all trying to learn better ways to support people who are going through this. And so even just you watching this video is showing a desire to help be more supportive to people in this situation. So I'm going to go through a short list here, and like I said, this list could go on and on. But the first thing that I hear a lot, especially with couples who are newly married, is they get this question a lot. Do you guys want kids? While this question at the heart of it is a really beautiful question, because a couple that you know and love, you really desire for them to have children, it can be really painful for someone to hear if they're struggling with fertility and struggling to conceive. I think it's important to remember, while it might seem easy for some people to conceive, other people's journeys can be a lot more difficult. So asking this question if somebody desires children or wants children when they really do want them, but it's hard for them, can be really painful to hear. So maybe instead of asking the question, do you want kids, you can ask this couple the question of like, what are you excited about for the future? Asking a question like that kind of opens the door if they want to share about their fertility journey with you, but it also just leaves room for them to like not share that if it's not something they feel comfortable with. The next thing I hear a lot, if someone does open up to you about their struggle with conceiving, is just relax, it'll happen. While it might seem that stress is a really important factor when it comes to conceiving, there are actually an infinite number of different reasons why a couple might be struggling to conceive. And saying this to somebody, just relax, it'll happen, is kind of oversimplifying someone's journey. It also might make the couple feel like they're doing something wrong and that's causing them to not be able to conceive. So instead of saying something like, just relax, it'll happen, maybe instead consider just saying like, I understand this journey is really hard and I'm here to support you through it. Something like that kind of takes away this like, I have all the answers for you when you might not know the depth of their story. This next thing is a comment that I've overheard in conversations that I've been having with other people. And while it wasn't said directly at me, I think it's important for us to know that the things we say can have an impact on the people around us. So in a conversation once I heard, marriage must be so boring for people who don't have kids. While kids are super exciting, this can be really hurtful to someone who's maybe struggling to conceive. As Christians, we know that children are such a blessing from God, but making comments like marriage is so boring for people who don't have kids in front of couples that you don't know their fertility journey or story can actually be really hurtful and also diminish the things that the Lord is doing for that couple at this point in their journey. There can be so much beauty and fruit in someone's marriage even before they have children. I personally know so many couples who are struggling to conceive or maybe have been struggling with that for a really long time, who have borne so much fruit in the world around them, even without children. So I'm not saying this so that you feel like you always have to be on guard about the things you're talking about, but it's just to encourage you to be a little bit more mindful about the things we're saying and how other people around us might be taking that in. And the last comment I want to touch on is when people say, maybe you're just not ready yet. And unfortunately, saying this makes people feel like in order to have children, you have to be in this like perfect state of readiness in order to invite that into your marriage. At the end of the day, infertility isn't about our ability to be ready for a child. There's a lot of different medical reasons, biological reasons that someone is struggling to conceive. This comment can kind of imply that someone's ability to conceive is being inhibited by a personal flaw that they might have, when in reality, we all have flaws. And also in reality, we're all probably never truly ready to have children, but by God's grace, we are able to invite them into the world. So instead of saying maybe you're just not ready yet, instead say, I know how badly you want to be a parent, and I'm here to support you on your journey. Like I mentioned at the beginning of this video, these are just a few things that I've heard along my journey for fertility, and I'm sure there are 100 more things. But if you're a support person, like a family member or a friend, and you're watching this video, thank you for being here. Thank you for trying to learn better ways to support the people in your life who are going through this. And know that if you've said any of these things in the past, that I am sure the people in your life have forgiven you, and they really appreciate you trying to learn better ways to encourage them in the future. I'm super excited to continue walking with you as you're on this journey, or support you if you're a support person in somebody else's life. And I hope that this conversation will be a fruitful one and really expand the way we talk about fertility in Christian circles. Thank you so much for watching this video today. Please follow along as we continue to make videos on the Blessed to Hope playlist on YouTube, and you can also check out our Instagram page at blessed to hope_. Have a lovely day. God bless.